Hi guys, it's Annie back with another video, and in today's video, I am sharing with you guys a few of the things that I learned from making $100,000 at 22 years old. If some of y'all are new here and don't really know my story, I dropped out of college in 2018 during a pretty severe mental health battle, and then turned to YouTube as a way of sort of losing myself in the one thing that I was the most passionate about, that I loved the most. During that time, I was fully supported by my parents and dove into all things researching and learning all things social media algorithms, how to grow on YouTube, influencer marketing, starting a career in influencer marketing. And then I basically turned absolutely everything I had studied, researched, and learned into videos on this channel where I basically taught other people everything that I had learned. And then within the next year, from having stacked my various income streams, I made a total of $100,000 in a single year at 22 years old. If any of you guys have watched my videos before, then you would know I absolutely love making videos all about how much money I make and how I make that money, mostly because I really want people like me to know that you don't have to be super famous or have tens of millions of followers if you want to be successful on social media and make a full-time living. I am 100% confident that with the right set of tools and mindsets and circumstances, literally anybody on the face of the earth can make this amount of money. So here are all the things that making $100,000 at 22 years old has taught me, and some of the things that I wish I had known way back when that I hope I can teach other people now. First things first, you are in a brand new freaking tax bracket and it is going to shock you. During my very first year on YouTube, I made a total of about $500 in that first year from January to December. Then in my second year on YouTube, things began to pick up a little bit. I learned a little bit more about other income streams, and in my second year, I made a total of $10,000. And then came the year where absolutely everything changed, everything began to take off, and by the end of the year, I'd made a total of $100,000. Then that is when we reached tax season and I got the heart attack of my life. See, depending on what your income is during any given year, that is going to determine which tax bracket you fall under and how much money you owe the government in taxes. So during those two first years where I made $500 and then $10,000, I really didn't owe the government all that much money. However, when I made $100,000 in a year, that is when I owed the government a lot of money. And if I remember correctly, I do believe it was somewhere between about $15,000 to $20,000, which definitely at the time I remember being an absolute heart attack. I was like completely thrown off and taken aback. So all of this to say that whether you make $100 with your channel or $10,000 or $100,000 or $1 million, this is definitely something that you want to research and learn and be knowledgeable about, because this is definitely the last thing that you want to have surprising you, because I am pretty sure I'm never ever going to be able to forget the state of shock I was in the first time I got those numbers back, and I definitely never want to feel that ever again. Then the second thing I have most definitely learned is that your chances of success increase with every single month, week, day, and minute that you stay in the game. Making money with passive income is something that has definitely brought me a whole lot of income over the years, something I am very, very grateful for. However, passive income is not something that can solely be dependent on, because as it states, passive income is something that is coming your way passively and isn't always going to be the exact same number. As I have more than seen over my entire experience with passive income, you could have one month where your passive income streams bring you like $10,000, and then the next month it brings you $1,000 and the next $5,000. If you are super, super driven and dedicated towards your goals and your ambitions and your visions, if you really, really want to reach that milestone and make $100,000 or $1 million, if that is a lifestyle that you really, really see for yourself, well then once you jump straight into it, you cannot take your foot off the gas. Now granted, life is going to happen, life circumstances cannot always be foreseen. In my own example, the months of July and August have been a roller coaster of just so many good things happening and bad things happening, so many things that took me out of work for so long, really just made me super inactive on social media and threw my upload schedule and creating schedules right out the window. However, on a larger scale, looking at the year as a whole, if those really are your goals and your ambitions and what it is you want to achieve, once you really get started and you really get going, you just have to keep working. You have to find some new income streams and you have to build those income streams. You have to figure out what's working for you, what isn't working for you, have to figure out what to do more of, what to do less of, and never stop working once you get going. Being a full-time content content creator, being my own job, making my own schedule, it is so easy to wake up in the morning and get up out of bed and just think to myself, I really just don't feel like creating today, and have like a full week of those days. But then as you begin to do that, as you look at your numbers over the days that you're not working, as you're slowly taking your foot off the gas, that is when you really begin to see the effects and the effects it's having on your overall income. You really begin to see the difference between how much money you could potentially be making if you were still working and the money that you're making now as you're not working. So if this is something that you really want, something you are passionate about, something you are dedicated to achieving, you can never take your foot off the gas and you have to keep going. You are going to need to learn so many new skills and tools and mindsets. The money that I've made over the course of my career on YouTube has come from so many different income streams and different ways of making money, and all these things that I really just didn't know when I first got started. I really had to learn about SEO and how ranking videos in search is gonna help you get more views long term and make more money passively. Also learned about affiliate marketing and how to maximize your profits in affiliate marketing. Like I shared with you guys in a video a few weeks ago, I learned how to get a higher CPM on YouTube so that you could make more money with less views and maximize your earnings. All of these skills and knowledge and tools that I've learned are all things that I had zero clue about when I first got started on YouTube, and frankly, I couldn't have any of this success or this income without it. So like I said earlier, I 100% firmly believe that these earnings are out there for literally anybody who is chasing after them, but there are definitely some things you're going to have to learn how to do, some skills you're going to have to develop if you want to achieve it. Something else I have definitely learned over time is that you can lose that money as fast as you can make it. This is my first time ever living on my own and being solely responsible for all of my payments and bills, like my rent and groceries, the electricity bill. Definitely now more than ever, I am spending way more money than I ever have in my entire life. And from tracking all of my income and expenses in my Notion, I can see an actual physical representation of all the money that is coming into my bank account, everything that is leaving it, which is definitely when you really begin to start taking note of like, yes, that trip to Starbucks is only $10, but if I do that every single day for a month, that is a whole $300 out the window. When you're making this kind of money and you're making like six figures, $100,000 in a year, it's super easy to think to yourself, well, I make $10,000 in a month. If I spend $2,000 on concert tickets, then I'm still saving $8,000. That kind of a mindset and a way of thinking and viewing your money can so easily and so quickly bankrupt you, which is why adopting healthy money habits and spending habits and financial habits is crucial. Because again, like I said earlier, making that much money is going to really cost you at tax season, and if you're spending that money all willy-nilly throughout the year, then when it comes to actually paying your taxes, you have no money to pay them. So that is why it is super crucial to adopt super healthy and intelligent financial habits. There is absolutely no dumber or high-risk move you could possibly make than to depend on one sole income stream. This time, even 2 years ago, I was making like $5,000 a month on AdSense and little to no money on affiliates. Now jump ahead, about 2 years later, I'm making a lot less money on AdSense and my affiliates have blown up. You could wake up tomorrow or next week or next month and have any one of your income streams having absolutely blown up and taken off, or you could wake up to any one of them having absolutely plummeted and now making you like no money. I could so easily hustle for an entire month and upload like 20 videos in a month and make a few $1,000s with AdSense, or I could do a single brand deal and make that exact same amount of money in a single day. When you are aiming to make this amount of money and you want to consistently make that amount of money, you have to be so adaptable and flexible and ready and willing to move things around and look at things differently. You really have to be ready at a single moment's notice to completely change and move things around, because this is going to be so full of ups and downs. Something else that we all have to be aware of is that your knowledge when you're first starting out is going to be at an all-time low, for a lot of people almost at zero. You're going to have to learn all of your knowledge and skills from somewhere else or someone else, whether that is in the form of hiring on a financial advisor or investing in a mentor or investing in some kind of online course. Before you can actually get to where it is you're aiming to go and achieve all the things that you're wanting to achieve, you have to actually have the tools you need to get there. Success of any kind is going to require a certain amount of investment. No, that doesn't mean that you have to invest tens of thousands or millions of dollars when you're first getting started. However, it is going to require a certain level and amount of it, because any amount of knowledge or expertise that is out there for you to learn is going to carry a certain value. One thing, however, that I cannot stress to you enough is to research properly before you invest in anything. There are so many courses and ebooks and things out there that are really just not valuable to anybody investing in them, and are really just to make money to the person who is actually making them. There are so many courses and ebooks and mentors out there that are full of gems that are going to completely transform your life. Unfortunately, sometimes you have to work a little bit harder to weed out all the scams and the ones trying to take your money from the ones that are actually going to be fully worth the investment. So definitely be a little bit extra cautious when you are researching and looking for things to invest in, but know that there are so many gems out there for you. So yeah, you guys, that is it for this video. Those are the 6 biggest lessons that I've learned from making 6 figures as a YouTuber and content creator. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you all so much for watching. I love you all to the moon and back, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!